Hello everyone and welcome for another video of Love and War Games, and today I am especially excited because we are going to talk about my favorite faction, the Leagues of Votann. So this is, for those who are not familiar with the channel, we don't usually cover 40k. I do put some tournament reports with my converted Leagues of Votann, some battle reports sometimes, etc. But it's not the main focus of the channel. However, as you might know, I like all things dwarves, no matter the game system, and Leagues of Votann are a big heart. I used to play squads and demiurgs in 40k like before the Leagues of Votann. It was a converted army, like I really liked it. But Leagues of Votann, as soon as they were released, I sold all my 40k armies to play Leagues of Votann. Loved them from the beginning, and now we are finally getting our 10th edition Codex, and we're gonna see the releases, the few teasers of the rules, etc. And I'm very excited to share this with you. Of course, even though we don't usually cover 40k, I am going to make a little analytical, like battle report, not for battle report, Codex review when it is going to be released. We'll see if there are leaks or stuff, but as soon as we have all the rules, I will make this review to help new Leagues of Votann player or returning players to know how to play, because I play them quite competitively in different tournaments. And I'm so excited for this release. Everything, all the new miniatures have been a home run. Even the design for the Codex, as you can see here, is incredible. I'm so excited that I decided to make a little extra effort, and we'll talk about it at the end of the video. So if you're only interested about the best discounts, you can skip all the way there to see how it's gonna work. But basically, I'm gonna make sure that for all the kin out there in Europe, you can get your Leagues of Votann at the best price possible, because that's what I would want for myself. So at the best price possible, so you can have even more kin for your holds. So this is going to be a little bit later, but first let's see the different releases and the different teasers we have for the rules. And we start with, of course, the new Codex for 10th edition, the real Codex, the basic one. Such a great colors and everything and composition. I love it. The full Codex is 47.5 euros. Full price. It's minus 15% on Myobi Place. If you don't know Myobi Place, you will hear this name quite a while. It's the company with I am a partner for many games, and they have all Warhammer stuff at minus 20% base, except the books, which are a bit more expensive. It's a minus 15, but most of the other stuff, you can have them at minus 20%. My place is the biggest reseller in France, and they deliver across all of Europe, not North America, neither Australia or Asia, sorry guys, but all of Europe, you can get your delivery there. And if it's pricey enough, there is even free delivery, including in Europe. So that's great. So it's normal price for Codex. There is a collector's edition, which looks very cool, with these kind of like dwarven heads of the Votann with the Grimnir here. As you know, probably all the Votann players, the Votann are supercomputers, but it's also where you bring your dead kin to be recycled, either iron kin, either normal like flesh and blood kin, to be recycled and give their memory to the Votann. So I really like the concept, like the visual concept of this looking like a tomb with this dwarven head in the wall. Like, looks incredible. Very excited to see the rules. We'll see the teasers later. There is, of course, going to be the cards, and I hope we're going to work for 11th edition. Otherwise, we're going to play like 1 year with it. I hope it's going to be a bit more. And the new set of dice, green instead of yellow, gold that we had before. It's really good to have different colors. I have bought a few times the previous dice, and having a different color allows you to make faster rolling. Like, you have two different types of weapons. You can take your gold Votann dice and your green upcoming Votann dice and say, okay, gold is the Gatling and green is the Magna Rail rifle, and then you can just roll everything. It's going to be much faster. Both of those are at minus 20% on Myobi Place. The Combat Patrol, which is actually great for beginners. I mean, if you're a veteran, you probably have all of those quite too much. But if you are a veteran, it's about 50. If you're a new player, it's about 50 euros of discount. So 130 euros full price, minus 20% again on Myobi Place. For some reason, I don't have the right to give you the calculation, but just put a calculator and put times 0.8 on the price, and you will have the good result, multiplied by 0.8. So you have one champion, 10 Hearthkin, the normal soldiers, 5 Hearthguards, the elite Terminator-likes, and 3 Thunderkin, the Devastator, Centurion-like. The Thunderkin probably is one of my favorite infantry models, but all of them are very good. They are the heart of your Hearthband, and it's a combat patrol that you can buy once, even twice if you're a beginner, and it's going to be really good, and core units that you're going to play all the time. And I hope Combat Patrol will be a good game mode like Spearhead in 11th edition, because if we keep this Combat Patrol, it looks very fun to play. Now we take a look at the units that will be released. We have Buri Aegnirssen, and this guy looks so cool. Yeah, we had some extra rules teasers. He's gonna have a 2+ revive, lone operative. We're gonna see later on. He has even a surge move. He punches really hard, and I mean I absolutely love it. I will play him as he is. It could be converted a little bit with an exo armor for a Thunderkin. Little tip if you want to say like, okay, it's not literally Buri Aegnirssen, because I know some players, including me, sometimes don't want to play named heroes, especially when they are such character as this guy. Like, he looks very unique. He's probably gonna have some feel no pain, I guess, because he's probably gonna be very expensive, and he looks like a Berserk, so like he's part metal. So I hope he's gonna have full feel no pain. 34 euros full price, like he's in the expensive Votann characters, minus 20% again on Myobi Place. Then we have the Arkanyst Evaluator, which looks fun. Like, I mean, I like the concept of it. We have the datasheets for the weapons a little bit later on. We'll have a look. He has lone operative near infantry. I hope he's gonna have enough wounds so he doesn't one-shot himself when he uses the maximum, like when he uses his hazardous weapon. I not a big fan of the datasheet, to be honest, that I've seen so far. But if you just don't like the character because of the head, I made a little Photoshop swap with the head of a Thunderkin. I think it looks better already. Like, just the mad scientist doesn't work for me too much, but like Sister of Battle style round helmet, I don't like it either. But as an artillery guy with an experimental weapon and some goggles to help aim, I'm not sure the exact name in English anymore. But if you make a simple head swap, I think it's gonna look really good. I'm still gonna buy it, of course, because I need it in my collection. And we'll see when we get the full datasheet. Maybe it has some funky rules. We'll see. Then the Memnyr Strategist, like, I mean, this guy looks absolutely brilliant. I had a look on if you can't change the head, what could be done. Like, I mean, you can say that the calculation pro is in the tablet and you can give him a normal dwarven head. But to be honest, I think just like this is gonna look really cool. If you want to have some ideas on how to paint the heads, come and join the Love and Wargame Discords. You can have a look there, and you get some more tickets, because yeah, for those who don't know the channel, there is a contest this summer where you can win entire armies for free just by putting comments or coming on the Discord and saying hi there. So you can win a Conquest Army, Dwarves of course, and a Union Armada for Dystopian Wars, just FYI. And on the Memnyr, we're gonna give some tips on how to paint it, and you can make a head swap as well. He's gonna boost the Steeljacks, the robots we'll see in a second, giving them free heroic intervention, fine on the melee one, or free Overwatch, and we'll see that they have really powerful Overwatch. And he manipulates yield points, which is a special rule we'll talk about in a minute, but it doesn't have such crazy manipulation. Like, I mean, it's still fine, but I think you buy him to get the free Overwatch on a big pack of Steeljacks, because damn, that's gonna be scary. Talking about Steeljacks, these when I first saw them, I was like, oh my god, I love them so much. And then someone pointed out the legs are a bit thin for like Votann and Dwarven creatures, and I was like, yeah, I wish they were a little bit thicker legs to look more like, I don't know, Votann golems, like space golems, or more Dwarven, like a bit thicker. I did try a lot on Photoshop to find like how to convert them. I can even show you the test that I made, but it's not very good. Yeah, for example, here is the test I made with the legs from an Imperial Knight from Legions Imperialis, a bit thicker, but yeah, I was not a big fan. I asked our Ironkin friends to make a visualization in gray, and I mean, it does look a bit better in gray, but I was like, yeah, it's a lot of work for not much. Like, I like the basic version the more and more that I look at it, and I think with some nice paint job on the head, it can be really cool. Yeah, and if you really want to know, I even try like with some Thunderkin conversion with the Necromunda mecha and the legs from Legion Imperialis. I went quite far. It was not successful on trying to make the Steeljacks work. I mean, at some point, it's basically like Dread Knights for Leagues of Votann. Like, what have I done? I mean, yeah, no, this doesn't look like a Steeljack. It looks like a mech somehow, but no, that's not a Steeljack. So yeah, best to stay on the basic unit. They look so cool with their Vulcanite shotgun. Like, the unit looks very cool. It's just the legs that I'm like, but still, they look great. Elite price though, 47.5 euros full price for those Ironkin Steeljacks, minus 20% on Myobi Place, which is always very appreciable. And yeah, I'm probably gonna buy like 12 of them to make 2 full squads. I will see about the rules. Probably gonna start at 9 to make a few squads. Yeah, they look really great. I feel like they walk a little bit on the path of the Thunderkin as well. I hope they don't have the same defensive stat lines as Hearthguards, which are toughness 6 save at 2 plus, and they look like they should have the same, but they're gonna be like toughness 7, just to get them. I'm not sure it's super useful, but just to say like, yeah, they're different. And we'll talk about their rules a little bit later. Finally, the Chthonian Beserks, and those guys I like very, very much as well. I mean, yeah, I think it's my favorite unit. Apparently, it's not going to be very strong, but of course, it's like indirect line of sight, so firepower. So of course, they cannot make it too strong. Otherwise, you spam 6 of those guys, and it's not fun for the opposing player, of course. But yeah, I really like the concept. The little diorama is great. I almost started a Astra Militarum army just to have this little like diorama scene, and I really like that we have this for the Leagues of Votann. I don't mind that much for having the naked arms berserks, because it looks like, I mean, if you know the channel, you know that I converted my berserks to look heavily armored. I can actually show you if you want. But on this, since they are like supposed to be away from the front line and not under fire, and they're like carrying heavy stuff, it reminds me like of these black and white pictures of like, I don't know, World War II, where you see some artillery guys like in North Africa or whatever, like shirtless, and it's like because they're not under threat of fire like immediately, but what they're doing is physical and hard. So that is what this miniature is telling me. And so yeah, I'm actually gonna show from a previous video, but just like a little extract. It's the tournament report that I released recently. And yeah, at the end I make a little showcase. And yeah, as you can see, my berserks are simply converted with Hearthkin armor, like simply. And I think they look better like this. Like they look like they should go under fire, because it's stupid to go shirtless in battle, even if you have implants. Like just put something. It's not like they run faster without implants, right? Without armor. So yeah, I don't mind for the artillery guys, but if you want some conversion tips, you can join the Love and War Games Discord. And yeah, like those guys very much. And those are going to be brilliant. I think having just, you buy this box once at 44 euros full price. So again, minus 20% on my place, just to hold your backfield objective, and maybe the Hearthkin will not have sticky objective anymore. So just having 2 of those and to deny deep strike and stuff is going to be great. In the lore, like in the announcement, they say they also have plasma weapons. So if they punch also as hard as Berserks, I'm very happy with that. So good as backfield objective, but I don't think you're gonna want to have 6 of those artillery pieces in your backline, except maybe in the Berserks detachment. If, for example, they say like, okay, if someone in the Berserk detachment is shot by Earthshakers, then your Berserks, which become battle line and have deep strike, can deep strike within 6 and charge, then I think you're gonna see quite a few of those. Last but not least of the new units that are coming, the Kapricus carriers and defenders, which I really, really love, almost my favorite unit. But, I mean, I didn't like the squad bikes before the Leagues of Votann. Even when they showed the picture of the bikes, I was not a fan, but when I saw them in real, like painted and everything, I was like, okay, those are actually really cool, and they fit well in the Leagues of Votann army. And this is basically something that almost could have been converted by someone at home by taking 2 bikes and a Sagittor, and I love when it feels like this, like you could have made the miniature yourself before. There are 2 versions of the Kapricus, one shooty version with a Gatling, like Hylas Gatling, and one with a Magna Rail rifle. We'll have to see how good it is, if it can be attached to a pack of bikes, how it works, maybe better Overwatch, we'll have to see. And a carrier version, so the Defender is a shooty one. The carrier one can split squads of Jaegers, which is fine. Jaegers usually have infiltration. I hope they keep infiltration. Games Workshop, please. But if usually you want only 5 Jaegers for infiltration, maybe 2 times 5, so you can split them around, and then it's fine to have some as action monkeys or whatever inside the Kapricus carrier. We'll have to see the exact rules, keywords, and everything, but I like this idea. Like usually when Jaegers get hit by something, they die, except when you're very lucky, like in the tournament report that I published, where they get hit by Space Marine Reavers and they survive and they punch hard back, then you're happy to have 10 of them. But most of the time, you will be happy to split them thanks to the Kapricus carrier, and the miniature looks so good. If I can give you a tip, guy, I think personally what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make the full version with everything. So with this little equipment of the Jaegers here, of the carrier version, but also with the grenade version here. And what I'm gonna do is just magnetize the gunner. So the Magna Rail with the Ironkin or the Hylas with Ironkin for the defender, and just replace the whole thing to magnetize and put a Jaeger here as a little gunner in case I want to play it as a carrier. So it's less magnetization and it's gonna be look very good with all the equipments. Both the transport things and the mortar thing is gonna look very good. Not exactly WYSIWYG, but as long as you say like, okay, look at the gunner and this is how you know which version it is, I think it's very clear for the opponent to know which one is which, if you play both. All right, we also took a look between yesterday and today at the new rules for our army. We lose the judgment tokens, but don't worry if, like me, you have 3D printed and painted special judgment tokens. You can use them to count your yield points now, because this is our new rule. If you haven't seen it, I will try to make it very simple without going to the detail. Whenever you play the main objective games, you gain more and more of those yield points. There is the detail here if you want to stop and read. I'm trying to keep this video fast. Basically, the more objectives you control, the more yield points you gain at each player's command phase. So you will have quite a bit of those. And then if at the end of your command phase you have more than 7, so a certain threshold, you switch from one type of bonus, which is acquisition, hostile acquisition bonus. If you have more than 7 yield points, you switch into fortify takeover bonus. And what does it do? When you are first turn, and as long as you stay below 7 yield points, you are in a hostile acquisition, which means you reroll advance and you reroll charges, which is great and makes me think that quite a few units will have different capacities, because that's what the champion gave before, blah, blah. And you had 1 to the hit roll, not the wound roll. You had 1 to the hit roll when you shoot at enemies which are on the objectives. So you're better at taking objectives. And then when you switch at the defensive system, when you have enough yield points, you switch at fortify takeover. Then you add 1 to your hit roll when you are on the objectives. So not taking over objectives, but being on the objectives, including when you're in melee if you want to really take it. But okay, it encourages you to hold the objective, great. And if you are shot and you're not a vehicle, so not a Kapricus, not a Sagittor, and not a Hecaton Land Fortress, except those, if someone shoots at you with a great powerful attack, so if strength is greater than your toughness, you subtract 1 to the wound roll. For everyone, all the infantry, Hearthkin, Ironkin, Steeljacks, Thunderkin, everybody -1 to wound. So that is quite huge as well. I really like both bonuses, and it's quite in the fluff. Like, I mean, they are like aggressive capitalists. I just wish one of the bonus was hostile takeover. that would have been much better, because my real work is in corporate, like in banking. So I would have really liked to see this in my army rule. But apart from that, I like that finally I don't want my army to die to trigger something. Like, this was really like, it was a good, like, okay, you kill me, but at least I have something. I understand the concept and grudges and everything. But I like this, that encourages you to play the game, and it's good in the fluff as well. So +1 from me. We also had a few pictures from the new Oathband, and I'm very happy with that as well. Since we don't have judgment tokens, of course, everything changed. This detachment gives you 1 yield point every time you destroy an enemy unit. So it's good. You're going to have more and more, but it's good because you can spend them more. You can have a command reroll for basically for free if you spend 1 yield point, if you buy the specific enhancement. Not crazy, let's not spend too much time, but you still have the classical, like, gain extra AP in melee and gain sustain hit, except this time to trigger the better effect, it's not like you need to target a judged unit to have the better effect. You need to spend 3 yield point to get the better effect. So going from +1 AP to gaining an extra 2 AP, 3 yield points. But I think you're going to have a lot of them to spend, and anyway, you're probably going to want to be very aggressive early on, so it's going to be fine price to pay. And same for Ancestral Sentence. It's going to be Sustain Hit 1, and if you spend 3 yield points, which you're probably going to do almost every time you use this, it's going to become Sustain Hit 2. Very, very good. We also had some reveals about the new datasheets. I'm gonna go quick because I know you guys want to know how to get the best deal, but still, if I can give you my opinion, the special character looks like a brute. I need to see his whole datasheet because right now he makes in melee with precision, like 5 attacks, weapon skill 2, strength 12. So he can hunt land raiders with that. AP minus 3, so AP minus 5. I mean, if you are in the right detachment and stuff. Damage flat 3. So wow, for a little character, he punches hard. And in sweep, it's less crazy, but it's still strength 6, AP minus 2, damage 1. So even those orcs are gonna not appreciate the joke at all. And he has a surge move. If you shoot at him, first of all, good luck because he's lone operative. But if you shoot at him, he's gonna make a surge move of d6 plus 2, and he can end in engagement range. That's a lot. Needs to see the whole data sheet. If he's gonna get a feel no pain, how much it costs. I think it's gonna be like 150 or 160 with all of those rules. Need to see exactly how it works, but I like the data sheet. It gives us something we didn't have before. What I'm not sure about is our little Arkanyst Evaluator, which we see the power that he has. Either a boring shooting attack, range 12, rapid fire 1, but then you're almost in melee basically. 3 attacks, so 4 in rapid fire. Strength 8, AP minus 1, damage 2. And then each level boosts the firepower, but gives you more risks of getting a lot of damage. Full charge, you gain rapid fire 2, so an extra attack at mid-range, which comes faster because you are range 18, so mid-range is 9-inch. And you gain plus 1 AP, AP2, and plus 1 damage, damage 2, very good. And you can overcharge, and then you become Hazardous again, but you also overcharge. So basically, you don't overcharge, you don't become Hazardous on 1, but on 1, 2, and 3s. So yeah, you're sweating a bit. You become almost an orc or Skaven at this point. Full range at 24, mid range at 12, rapid fire 3, and you are still ballistic skills 2, strength 8, AP minus 3, wow, and damage 3. So basically, at this point, you are very happy to shoot at, I don't know, blade guards, but they're invulnerable. Who do you want to hunt? Terminators, maybe. But I mean, needs to see the point cost of this guy. He's fun to be a lone operative next to your Hearthkin and be a big threat no matter the enemy. But do I really want to spend points on this? I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to see the full data sheet. It looks fun for narrative games for sure, but it looks just fun. And finally, we have the transport capacity of the Kapricus carrier. As we know, as we guessed, he can carry Ironkin Steeljacks. Please, Games Workshop, let me buy them cheaper than the Kill Team version. And you can split 5 Steeljacks inside the Kapricus carrier and 5 that will hopefully still infiltrate. Which is good, which is what I expected from this. We'll have to see the full rules again, the data sheet, how the detachment that works around transport works, etc., etc. But I mean, this is what we expected, and I'm very happy that I can split my Jaegers and not have a big pack of 10 to die in front of the enemy lines. We also have the data sheets, the teasers for the Cthonian Earthshakers. They are ballistic 5 plus, they are heavy but indirect, so it's still gonna shoot at ballistic skills 5 in the end, unless you have a way to give plus 1 to hit, which can be the case if you shoot at enemies on objectives, for example. Very good. And maybe you try to put them on objectives, so even if you go in hostile takeover, yeah, the defensive one, 45 takeover, whatever, 45 acquisition, to remember. So if you switch to 45, you will still hit on 4 plus because you're still gonna have the plus 1. One ordnance, I hope you can switch during the game because otherwise I don't want to have to choose before. But one ordnance is shorter range, 24-inch, is not crazy. D6 plus 1 attack with blast, not insane, especially when you have our ballistic skill 5. Strength 10, okay, fine, minus 1 AP, very low. Damage 2, what do you want hunt with that? Couple marines, I guess. Some orcs with feel no pains, I guess. I'm not sure what you hunt with it. Or the tremor shells, 36 inches, d6 plus 4 attack, a bit better. Only strength 6, also AP minus 1, so the same, but at least fine for the target that you're gonna aim with this. And damage 1, so very good against orcs. Anything with a weak save and toughness 5 is not gonna like this. Or even toughness 3, then they're really not gonna like it. I'm quite fine with that, especially with the extra range. But remember that we have little tokens, the same as we had on the Cthonian Beserks. So hopefully we are gonna be able to have some extra rules to make us want to play them. Then my happy surprise is the Ironkin, like the Steeljack damn those guys. They look to have very powerful Volkite shotgun, which first of all, just for the style, I want them. And they have a special rule, which was basically the Thunderkin rule, which is they can overwatch on 5+, which on the Thunderkin was already nice. However, when you consider that when you are in the Fortify mode, you score hits on 4+ in Overwatch, so you basically still benefit from the +1 to hit, let's say, which is very, very fun. Very powerful. Well, we need to see the everything, the points cost, the data sheet and everything, but it's still very good. And our little Memnyr Strategist give them a free Overwatch. So having 6 of those guys with their big Volkite shotguns hitting on 4s for free in Overwatch sounds like a really good combo. And plus, when those Memnyrs are on an objective, you can either quickly get +1 yield point, even extra, very good, or you can go the other way around and you're like, okay, I want to stay in the other mode and gain -1 yield points. Probably, I guess, since every detachment apparently will have a way to spend yield points, you're going to want to gain as much as possible, but it's still good to have this flexibility. So yeah, very excited of all of those releases. Like, I mean, they all look so good. Like, I mean, I think I'm gonna buy at least 2, maybe 3 of those guys. I'm most excited for those. I'm not gonna convert them, even though with leg they could be fine. 'Cause yeah, maybe you've seen my miniatures before, but I'm the guy that converts. Oh, wait, yeah, I can show you the miniatures. But yeah, I'm the guy that converts everything to have gunners. Like my Sagittarius here, you can see the Hecaton. Yes, I convert with the gunners, exactly what the Kapricus did. It's okay on the Hecaton with the Terminate, like Hearthguard, it's a little bit harder. If you want to have all the details for conversion, for ideas, again, watch the videos or come to ask in the comments on YouTube or on the Discord. I will help, of course, to know like which STL or those legs. Like I tell it in the video. This is the Hearthkin gunner. This is the Gatling from the Pioneers. Like let's give tips, but I like legs in general for the little vehicles. However, the Kapricus will look really good with this style of the bikes, and they are 50 euros for each, and they don't look so big. Even with -20%, it's going to be 40. I'm sorry, not supposed to. Well, it's easy math. You can calculate easily, but yeah, with -20%, it's still fine. But I know that when you want to make a huge purchase, especially after cool releases like Black Templars, and we know Chaos Dwarves are coming soon, it can be hard. So I was like, okay, guys, this is my faction. I want to make an effort to help you guys. And this is why I make this little event, like Gather the Holds. As you might know if you follow the channel, I have a partnership with MyOB Place. There is a link in the description and everything. And when you are on MyOB Place, you can choose who to support. Yeah, MyOB Place looks like this. And yeah, I actually asked authorization from MyOB Place to know if I have the right to do this, to make extra discount, because, well, I better safe than sorry. Huh? And yeah, MyOB Place looks like this. You have -20% on many, many games, including Conquest, including Armored Clash and Dystopian Wars, which are games that we cover on the channel. If you don't know those games, have a look. They're really good. But here we're talking about 40K. And yeah, when you go in the basket, as you can see, you can see what I was preparing to buy before the next wave. But as you can see, you already have 20% on whatever you buy from MyOB Place. And if you scroll, you can choose who to support. And here it's us, Love and War Games. So usually I'm like, yeah, thanks guys. I get 5% back on the everything. It doesn't cost you anything to choose Love and War Games, but you have 20% discount and I have 5% back, not as real money, but as coupons that I can spend myself on MyOB Place to buy more Votans for me. So it's not technically money, but still it helps for the channel and it's money I would have spent anyway. So it's really good. But what is gonna happen for now, because I really want you guys to buy as much as you can. I mean, I will participate to the war effort to gather the holds. If you buy on MyOB Place and you support us, important, I have access to a little table with everyone that bought something on MyOB Place. I'm not going to show you because it's real production values, so it would be real people that you would see there. But I have your command order reference with numbers and letters and stuff. If you buy and you support us for Leagues of Votann during the pre-order scope, for the 2 weeks, I think, is going to be the pre-orders for the Leagues of Votann. If you buy during this time frame some Votans or even some other stuff, I do this mostly for the Leagues of Votann. I have no way to know what you put in the basket. During those 2 weeks, you you put a little comment in this YouTube video, or you come on Discord and you say like, yeah, hey Kin. So I know that it's not just a random comment to try to win the Conquest or Dystopian Wars army. Put Kin in the comment, and this way I will know that it's you are part of the Kin and you are want this extra discount. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna have your Leagues of Votann with 20% off from my hobby place, and once you receive your product, you send me a little message like, hey Ken, this is my order, in private, don't put it on YouTube, guys. 15 days after you receive it, because I need to make sure that you don't send it back like cancel and then I just lost money on this. But 15 days after you received those things, I will personally send you back 2.5% extra of the purchase from your Kin. Why am I doing this? Well, I want everybody to be as excited as I am for the Leagues of Votann. It is my favorite army in any game system, and for those who follow the channel, you know that I play a lot of games and I love a lot of games. But as a faction, as a like from the lore point of view, with their hard sci-fi style and being dwarves, from a visual point of view, even though I convert to make them even better, I really love how they look. Even from the gameplay point of view, I love the Leagues of Votann, and I want you guys to buy as many of those as you can. I never do this for any other game or any other faction and everything, but for the Leagues of Votann, for this time, and probably every next time there's gonna be a new Leagues of Votann major release, I'm gonna make this. We're gonna gather the holds together, Ken. It's gonna make you 22.5% discount. I'm giving you half of what I would earn otherwise. And this way you can hopefully buy a little extra box of whatever, the Hearthkin. Maybe it will allow you to buy a Memnyr Strategist, or another box of Steeljacks, or the amazing Kapricus. Maybe you this last Sagittor that you wanted for your list. So I hope it will help you guys. So again, the little steps: you buy on my place, you choose Love and War Games as the one you want to support. You say, hey Kin, or whichever message like, hey, I will help you to hold the Black Nova Pass, Kin. Black Nova Pass is the narrative campaign we have going on in 40k. Join us in the Discord of Love and War Games. Just Kin in the message, making sure that I see you guys and that you want to be part of this, and then give me the order, and 15 days after you receive it and it's been validated, I am sending you however you want, probably PayPal, I think it's easiest. I will send you back myself the 2.5% of your total order. All right. That is going to be it, Kin. I hope that you are really excited for the Leagues of Votann. I like every single unit, even though I like even the Steeljacks, which I really tried hard to find a better version by converting. And I'm like, you know what? No, they're perfect as they are. They could have thicker legs, but when I see them like this, I'm like, no, this is what I want for my Leagues of Votann as well. So spread the word, Kin, because I'm a small channel. I don't make a lot of views. Don't spread it too far, because that's going to be a lot of busy work for me to keep track of everything. But share it with your Kindred, share it with your hold, and I hope it will allow you to buy an extra box. And I'm pretty sure this is the best prices you will be able to have in the whole of Europe, except if you literally make a robbery of Games Workshop. 22.5%, I think it's the best. So hopefully, guys, are very happy with this upcoming release. Let me know in the comments. Join Love and War Games if you want to support me a lot. Subscribe and activate the little bell, because well, this apparently is very good for the algorithm. You also can get a chance to win armies by putting a comment, and you join the amazing Love and War Games community. We do mostly narrative campaigns for a lot of different games, and we are looking forward to having you in our group, Kin. Thank you guys, take care of yourself, and until the next video, and there will be a Leagues of Votann Codex review, take care of yourself, and remember to keep all things fair in love and war games. Bye!